Hey Jeffrey!
Hello,
Sasha!
Sasha!
Hello
Well,
guys!
Hi everybody, welcome to our milestone 20th episode of the Sasha and Geoff show.
Hello!
This is major. I mean, we've actually done this 20 times.
I think we need to advertise now because like few people know about us, but I'm very happy, Jeffrey, that we are continuing that, and hopefully we give some perspective people, and I think we need like to strategize to give more people to look forward next week, understand better news.
You know, the interesting thing is I watch some of the other podcasts and some of the other duo people that go on to some of these talk shows.
Like,
And I really do think we are at least as good and in many times much better. But they have a huge audience, and we need a huge audience because we're bloody good.
But we're not sometimes, you see what happens, popularity. Those people talking what's popular, like talking about hate for Israel, hate for Trump, hate for this, and they catching the waves and they are riding those waves. We're talking about what's important, not just we know what's important for you, but important in the perspective how to understand the ideas, markets, tariffs, what's going on with the White House, what's going on with the lives.
And we can actually provide truly great hateful emotions.
And some expertise too. So Jeffrey, what are you going to talk about today? Like what first?
Well, a few things that there's a lot of stupidity that happens every week. It's hard.
No way.
It's hard to keep up with the idiocy of this president. I saw one show today, and and I thought the best description was they described Trump as the Mad King, and I think that is correct. It's totally Mad King. It's where he falls out of bed and some other dumb idea. But what is totally convincing, it seems that Trump is only interested in one thing. The number one priority of the Trump administration is to go after everybody he doesn't like. His enemies list comes first. It comes above MAGA. It comes above Epstein. It comes above everybody. The only thing he cares about are all the people that he hates. And
Can I say something, Jeffrey? I think Trump having a good time. I think he wakes up and he thinks like, what the fuck I'm gonna do today? And he does it. And people just trying to understand like, what did he say? What did he mean? And he doesn't know what he means.
First of all, he gets on television and he's so crazy. Like the last shows, all of a sudden he's still complaining about the windmills and the beautiful fields of the United States, and that we don't need. Electric power.
Wind power.
Yeah, we don't need a wind power or
meals. The windmills.
Yeah.
But the problem is this, Jeffrey, all jokes on us. Because we have to deal with this idiocracy, and we are not moving forward. We are not as a country.
I like that word, idiocracy.
I just trying my best to like show my vocabulary.
Yeah, that's what we have to get the country to do. To go from an idiocracy to a democracy again.
This is crazy. And I was thinking like constantly about that. And whenever you're talking to people who support Trump, they say not that they don't say that they dislike or like Trump. They say that if we would re-elect or elect Kamala Harris or somebody of the Democrats, it could be worse. So people thinking about Trump as it could be worse if it's not for him. And
how is that even feasible?
It's not feasible. It's gullible, as the new word I learned. It's just like people would believe in anything, and it just like in reality is that people like both sides try to provide you surreal kind of reality.
I tried to look up today, like, what has Trump accomplished? And I couldn't find anything. I could find what people say he accomplished, but that's not accomplishing anything. Let's see, he's destroyed the economy. He's destroyed the world economy. He's destroyed the correct rules of trade. He's trying to destroy all the major universities. He's trying to destroy the government. He's already destroyed the Department of Justice.
Jeffrey, let's like take one thing at a time. So, and this is important to talk about. Let's talk about tariffs and economy and like what's going on with businesses and stuff.
Especially this week, because now all of a sudden he again fell out of bed, hit his head. Now he immediately jumped the tariffs up on India. The thing is that India and all of these countries now are banding together. They're creating their own
BRICS.
Yeah, BRICS, right.
Yeah, but the point is that it has been for a long time. Trump, people just don't understand. It didn't kick in yet. It's gonna so kick in, and right now he's just destroying our relationships with the world, and it didn't kick in yet. So it's gonna happen, and people realize this is a criminal. Trump is a criminal, what he's doing, because he's destroying our businesses, because businesses cannot operate, it's going to be 15% tariffs or 100% tariffs. Like
well, China just decided that they're going to put 105% tariff or tax.
Right, but the problem, how any businessman can react on this. Do we buy more inventory? Because if we buy more inventory at current price with the tariffs, tomorrow they will dump that. They say, okay, Trump and GP Jamin, wherever his last name, Trump just lowered the tariffs, and people who bought the goods thinking the tariffs will kick in higher, they will be at the discount.
Yeah, I just remember, of course, everyone's joking about the taco approach to Trump's act. The other thing is that, for instance, today I was reading about China and aluminum, because he's trying to now make it so that the world can only buy aluminum from the United States. But the thing is
he
that
cannot do that.
But he thinks he can. That's the problem.
Yeah, but that's a problem. That my thing, like to you guys, to Jeffrey, because Jeffrey comes up like in this office and he's pumped up like what Trump did, but he didn't do. And they're like, Jeffrey, did you take your daily medicine? Like we have to just.
There's not a medicine. The medicines are simply not strong enough.
We need to invent this is like a medicine, Trump medicine.
No. I think we should start every one of these conversations with a bottle of tequila.
It's just like one possibility, but the problem is that Russia has like a big, not surplus, but source of aluminum. And Trump doesn't control Russia, he doesn't control China. And these guys, what's important, last week, or this week, the past week, what is like the biggest country in South America? Brazil, thank you. Brazil came that they said like, hey, let's go against Trump. Let's straighten our forces against America.
Yeah, well, the other thing...
And they can do it.
Yeah, well, the other thing, I was reading about, because apparently in China, the quality of the aluminum that they make is not as good as the quality that we make here. So what they do is they're trying to force China to only use aluminum of our quality, or to raise the quality of theirs for not for everything. But China has lesser cities that this aluminum is good enough that they make.
You see, I'm not professional in aluminum, but I'm professional in the markets.
Yeah.
Let the markets dictate which aluminum to buy. If aluminum from China is a bad quality, Let the markets decide. People who buy aluminum.
Exactly.
So it's not up to Trump to say like which aluminum to buy,
Well,
how
he-
to
But he
sleep.
tries to control this with the tariffs.
But he can't. That's a problem. He think he can try control anything with his blanket tariffs. He's a completely not his. He's just a sick man. He doesn't know like right or wrong. He just says things.
Now here-
But people around him.
Here's my other question, because technically, Trump is not allowed to put a tariff on anything, not on your shoelaces. That can only be done by Congress. So how is it possible that he can just create these tariffs and make them happen when technically he doesn't have the power to do it?
But he does like there are provisions that those tariffs are done not like kind of like on a level that Congress should talk about that. He uses like some provisions that he can raise.
It's all done by executive order,
Yes, and that's a problem.
which is a comic book.
So the problem is that people who follow Trump, they have to stand up and just provide their perspective of life. Nobody provides perspective of life. No Democrats, no Republicans.
And the other thing is that unlike this administration this year, in the last administration, there were some very good people in that administration that managed to put the brakes on a lot of the stupidity that he did. This time, anybody who even tries to put any kind of control on him is fired within minutes.
Yeah, and
It's terrible.
he picked them like not by the quality, but he picked them on a way of loyalty.
Who has the biggest tongue to lick his ass?
Potentially. And apparently there are many good people can do that. So, Jeffrey, what do you want to talk
Well,
about?
the other thing is then, of course, now he's going to meet with Putin on Friday, and you know that Putin is going
Friday?
Yeah, the next Friday they're supposed to meet in Alaska to decide on what's going.
Out of all places.
You know that Putin is going to eat this guy alive. I am still convinced that Putin has so much dirt on Trump.
There's
that,
something wrong with relationship Trump and Putin.
I think that it's possible the famous PP tape actually exists. But anyway, but Putin definitely has dirt on Trump that Trump cannot even look at him sideways without. And also, first of all, Putin is a smart guy. He's a well-informed leader. He's well read. He knows how he knows how to run a government. Trump doesn't even know how to run his company.
Yeah, so Putin, I think what's going on, Putin, it doesn't matter who has something on Trump or not. Putin says like what he wants. He wants territory from Ukraine, no army from Ukraine, no any security for Ukraine. This is insane. Meaning like translation, he doesn't want peace. And Trump to meet with Putin without some kind of like idea what he wants to Putin to have, this is insanity. So I think either the meeting will be postponed or it will not be even.
Well,
bigger.
right now they're trying to say, Zelensky wants to be there. Of course, yeah. And then Trump's saying out of one side of his mouth he thinks Zelensky can be there, and that of course Putin will not have anything to do with Zelensky.
But then
it's going to be a complete comedy.
Yeah, it is comedy now when Trump is promising to put like tougher sanctions against Russia. He promise and promise and promise, and it's just like I'm tired like listening.
What kind of sanctions could he put on Russia?
Oh, a lot.
Name one sanction that Russia would suffer from, that they don't already have.
You see, there are like lots of fleet in Russia with the dark selling of black on the black market oil.
That's it.
So but this is the main thing.
I think the only thing that they can do, if it's possible, is just raid the banking coffers of Russia. You know,
It's-
I don't know anything else that where Russia could be damaged.
Okay, let me. You said name one. I named you one
Yeah.
because Turkey is. I think like they just like everything goes around Turkey. Those seas.
But there's such a black market. There's such a black market in Russia oil right now.
Right, but
I have friends of mine in Switzerland who are dealing in Russia oil. So
Okay, but the problem is that Europe is trying to do something. Trump is not doing anything as far as following Europe. This is number one. Number two, he's accommodating Russia to have like financial strength by coins that cryptocurrency. He's enabling Russia to trade in cryptocurrency. He needs to put the sanctions on cryptocurrency, but he's developing.
He's not going to do that because he's trying to own it. You know,
Right.
I mean, he makes most of his corrupt money.
But
in
you
cryptocurrency.
asked me like how to end war in Russia. These two things, and this is a blood. It's they call it black blood of oil, and now it's electronic blood.
You know, in the old days, in the old during the Nixon years, I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but you know, when Nixon was meeting with Brezhnev, I actually had to follow. As the first time I ever came to California, I had to play with the
Brezhnev.
With the Marine Corps string quartet, and we had to wherever Brezhnev went, I had to play with the quartet. And the first time I ever came to California, they flew the Marine band out here to play in San Clemente in Nixon's house, and I had a chance to talk with Ron Ziegler, Nixon's press secretary. And Ziegler's told me, he says, "Do you know how we got out of Vietnam?" Because basically the Vietnam War was secretly a war between the United States and the United States
And Soviet Union.
And Soviet Union. And so what they did, but we couldn't get out of Vietnam unless the Soviet Union stopped supporting North Vietnam. However, what happened in Russia is their wheat harvest, this is what Ziegler told me, their wheat harvest was a disaster.
That year.
Yeah, that year, because and they didn't have the infrastructure to get whatever wheat they could control to market. And so Nixon made a private deal with Brezhnev saying, if you give us a window to come out of Vietnam with honor, you know, and then we will remove the embargo on wheat. And that's how we got out of Vietnam. And nobody knows that.
And potentially, it's one of the part like how we get like out.
Well, that's
of
what
Vietnam.
Ziegler said. That was the secret of getting out, because we got out shortly after that.
Yeah, but another thing, this is how you can do deal with Putin to give him the honorable way to get out from Ukraine. That's how you do it. Anyways, so what else do you want to talk about?
I actually wrote a little paper.
Oh my God! Like back to the notes.
No, just a few things that well, I mean, a few. Tomorrow, Trump's going to announce that he's going to bring 1,000 National Guard troops into Washington, D.C. That's so stupid, it's not even worth discussing. So,
Okay, we will discuss.
Because
why just only 1,000? Like let's just do like 10,000.
I mean, it's just because the crime is down 26% in Washington, D.C. But Trump is lying that it's the worst it's ever been, which is nonsense. Anyway, and then what else? Oh yes, very important. FEMA. FEMA has been decimated, and we're just getting toward the end of the summer. And then the hurricane season, the fire season has already started early here, and people can't even get paid from the fires from this past year. So, but when the hurricanes hit, and then with the hurricanes comes flooding. I mean, the disaster, and no FEMA.
We will see how Trump administration will handle that. Like it's going to be their first year of disasters.
And then for me, the worst thing is the enemies list. You know, a lot of this stuff is basically, I hate to bring it up again, it's a distraction from Epstein.
Yeah. And by the way, do you know that they call like Hillary and Bill Clinton to?
They've all been subpoenaed.
That's insane.
Yeah, especially, and then also, who's the senator who was the senator from California? They're making it. They're making a case. They're making a case against him and somebody.
I'm not sure, but
Yeah,
anyway,
the
so
thing is
they will get like so many people get involved.
But it's nothing because they're trying to say they did some questionable real estate deals. The interesting thing is that there are Republicans who did really bad real estate deals, the same thing, but they're only going after the Democrats. It's
It
crazy.
just like again like going after Hillary and Bill Clinton. It just like a show, and again like we're just looking at the show. People stop watching Netflix. They stop watching like all the. They don't go like to the theaters. Theater is like everyday life. It's a theater. Just and the guy show. It's Apprentice like episode like number like 100 or something.
And even The Apprentice, I was, even for those of you who watched The Apprentice and liked it, it was so corrupt. Do you know how Trump made all his money on The Apprentice?
No.
You don't know about that?
No, I know like he was like a star like
not from the show. It was from product placement. In other words, what Trump did is that he got famous for The Apprentice, but he was paid very little for The Apprentice. If he made everything, even the ballrooms, his supposed conference rooms, and all things, these were sets. These were not real. But the main thing he did there was always a Coca-Cola or something like that, and all the money that came from product placement went into his pocket.
so he's a smart guy in that sense.
Yeah.
So he knows how to make money. So prompt to Trump. And what else? Let's end it up, or you have something like in your pocket?
Well, let's see the enemies list. Well, for me, and then the worst thing, the most serious thing is that the Supreme Court, for me, that's the main thing that has destroyed our country during this term of Trump. They have given Trump unlimited power. They keep giving him more power. And the worst thing is that, even the cases that are being won in court now, like Trump, that they just ignore the judicial decisions. That is the most serious thing that's happening in this country because that's the end of democracy.
Let me just give our viewers like some kind of advice, because not professional advice, but like advice from the person like next door neighbor. I think at the end of I apologize I think at the end of this month like the market will tank. I'm not sure, but at some point be careful, watch the market. The crisis is kind of like right now, just weeks or month just ahead.
Buy your school supplies now from Amazon while you can still pay for them.
Not just that, but the point is just watch your don't be fully invested in the markets. I think the Nvidia will report on August 27. It will go up a little bit, and then the tariffs will kick in, and all the problems they will kick in, and artificial intelligence kicks in, and it's gonna the people will be fired or laid off. So it's gonna be a different life, and it's gonna just hit extremely fast and hard. It doesn't mean to panic, but watch your money, how you invest. Did you buy your home? Did you what is going on? Maybe we will talk next time about that.
Okay. The last thing, and I'll make this brief, is that this is a big anniversary of the nuclear bombing of
Hiroshima and
Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And when you think that somebody had they showed with ball bearings, a little cup of ball bearings. He says this is what the Hiroshima and Nagasaki was like. He says then they had a big barrel of these ball bearings. These are the nuclear weapons that exist in the world now, and that now with the things that they're planning, he took a huge thing of these little ball. He says every one of these ball bearings can pretty much destroy most of the world. and yet there's still now Trump and his idiotic Department of Defense. Yeah, the biggest problem we have in this country is that the military-industrial complex is a money-grabbing machine.
Let me push back on this. Let's talk about this next time, and I will explain what is going on, looking at the war at Ukraine and wars and people, like not people, but the countries militarizing. So let's talk about this. And today's 20th.
Yeah, today's the 20th. The last thing is that Sasha just produced his own film about Israel.
13 minutes.
Yeah, you should. 13?
13 minutes.
Yeah, you have to watch this. It's the whole history.
It's not the whole, it's just important parts.
But you go back to right from the beginning, how Palestine came and all the different wars, and how it became what it is today, how Gaza became, how the West Bank became, and how the war started. You really have to watch this. It's very,
and
very
we will
good.
put the link to that video like in the description, so
Yeah.
you can just click it and watch it. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.
Thank you. We'll see you next time.